far before the club, and that's not anyone that we want at Rangers. We want the people who are going to put the badge before the name in the back every single time. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's one we've got the good, the bad and the funny. Now that's a question I'm sure everyone's been asked. You want the good news or the bad news first, but this might be a little bit of a messed up order, but I'm going to go with the bad, the funny, then the good. So unfortunately the bad, starting off today, is talking about Big Fridge, of course, George Edmundson, and Jonesy's stupid behaviour, what else do you call it? So if you haven't seen so already, the club released a statement this morning about both players, Jones and Edmundson, saying they broke COVID-19 protocols. Both players were found to attend a private gathering with people outside of their own household. As a result of that, currently as it stands, both players have been suspended and pending further investigation and deciding what they're doing with them, and the two of them are having to isolate for 14 days. So of course this news as well coming out this morning raises a lot of other questions, like have they been in contact with other players, etc. And they haven't been, because Fridge and Jones, both of them went in the Europa League squad on Thursday. Of course they'll have been involved in training, but to begin with the training they'll have obviously had to have had negative COVID results. It's just have they picked it up at this, what you presume is a little party on Sunday night, and then again after that this morning the players had no training, it was a day off, so they wouldn't have been in contact with any other players after this private gathering. Of course, them not being in contact with anyone else in the squad doesn't excuse what they've done. Like, these are two players that know what's at stake. The only good thing from that, you could say, is if they have managed to catch anything from this party, they won't have passed on to anyone. But like I'm saying, these are two players that know what's at stake. The rest of the team are at Kelly. These are two players that weren't even involved. The rest of the team are at Kelly fighting for a hard-fought 3 points, and it really was a hard-fought 3 points. And then you're coming back up the road as a first team, and you're hearing about two current reserve players that are getting up to no good that could possibly jeopardise your results for the day. Like, I just can't see any way back for Jones and Edmundson at this point. With the team being on such good form right now and being in this place that we are, then two players taking a decision upon themselves to go out and possibly risk all of that just shows it's just totally selfish. They have put themselves far before the club, and that's not anyone that we want at Rangers. We want the people who are going to put the badge before the name in the back every single time. Something that I think makes this even worse is it's two players that go on about being Rangers fans all the time. And we'll start this by talking off about Fridge. 23 years old, massive career ahead of him. He has the ability to develop and take his game up another level or two at Rangers, and he's just totally thrown that away. Like, now, of course, you've got, as it stands, it's going to be Big Phil and Connor that are starting two centre-backs. You've got Balogun pushing the two of them for a starting spot. You've got Big Katic, who's going to come back, and is he going to be happy sitting in the reserves? Like, I think now Fridge is just totally gone. That'll be him totally out of the picture. He's came from, Oxford United up to us, and I think that's going to be the standard that he's going to have put himself back down to now by this stupid mistake. Jones as well, 26-year-old, prime footballing age, and he seemed like after the tackle on a Celtic player when he was out for months after breaking his foot, etc., it seemed like he was almost starting to win Gerrard's trust back a little bit, because he was getting a little bit of game time here and there recently, and then this has happened. Like, you had a lot of fans questioning, what was it with Jones? Is it his attitude? Is it his training? Because from when you seen him on the pitch, like, something that springs to mind always with me is the game against Midtjylland away, where he was man of the match that night, absolutely superb. Like, you know what he can do, so I think a lot of people were thinking it must be a training attitude, and I think this has just showed what his attitude's all about and why Gerrard's had him kept in the background for so long. Gerrard as well, I think, is probably one of the worst managers that this could... Something as well that I'd have been interested to see how it was going to play out is, were them two going to have been at that party last night and just turn up to training tomorrow? Like, what was the plan? Were they going to phone in and say, oh, sorry, I was at a party, so I can't come in for 2 weeks? Like, to me, they were going to come in and try and get away with it, which again puts massive risk on the squad. Can you imagine, like, X amount of first-team players got COVID and then had to miss out for 2 weeks and we dropped points and, like... Who knows how close the league title is going to be at the end of the year, and I just get these players out of my club. Have happened under, because he is all about professionalism throughout his career as a manager. We see how professional the guy is, and for something like this, I just can't see you getting back in his good books from here, and the decision is what happens now. I'd like to know what you think down in the comments below. What's the right action to take about the players now? Personally, for me, it's totally banish them from the first team squad until January and get rid, or if there's a clause in the contract or whatever for being gross misconduct, putting the rest of the squad in danger, terminate their contracts immediately. Something as well that I'd have been interested to see how it was going to play out is, were them two going to have been at that party last night and just turn up to training tomorrow? Like, what was the plan? Were they going to phone in and say, oh, sorry, I was at a party, so I can't come in for 2 weeks? Like, to me, they were going to come in and try and get away with it, which again puts massive risk on the squad. Can you imagine, like, X amount of first team players got COVID and then had to miss out for 2 weeks and we dropped points and, like, who knows how close the league title is going to be at the end of the year, and I just get these players out of my club. So after a little bit of a breather, we're going to be moving on to some more light-hearted topics now, and if you couldn't tell earlier in the video by the curly wurly, we're going to be talking about another announcement that got made this morning. It was Rangers partnering with Cadbury's to be our official snacking partner. Now, throughout the announcement as well, Rangers have announced that they'll go a lot of work with Cadbury's and the Rangers Charity Foundation, which is obviously amazing, but the main reason I've brought this up is for some of the memes this has brought with it. There definitely will be someone in Cadbury's marketing team this morning sitting there with a big sigh and head and hands moment but after the Jones and Edmundson news, because that's kind of overshadowed this announcement this morning, but still it's created some laugh this morning, this Cadbury's announcement, and let me know your best joke about it in the comments below if you're a bit confused as to what I mean by that. I'll show you right now, and the first one, the top comment on it is Alfredo Morelos. One here from Michael saying this should give the players a boost. Really rated this one, to be fair, from Craig, saying hopefully this is a good deal. I would hate to think the clubs are getting paid buttons for this. And then a pretty interesting conversation here. Maybe this is why our defence has been so flaky this season. Heard a whisper about this last week. I'll see myself out. My personal favourite though, I have to say, is from Craig here, and it's London Dairy Milk. Right, but that's enough of that. I need to move on to a different subject. And this last subject here is a good subject for us. It's something that I just wanted to add on at the end of the video, because I have been asked it quite a few times, whether it be live streams or on Twitter or whatever, but a lot of people don't seem to know that for the end of this year, Scotland do have 2 Champions League spots. Certainly a huge thanks to our European performances, and out of 48 teams in the groups, we're the only team who have won both games and kept clean sheets. But not only for this year, the past couple of years' performances in Europe, we've been brilliant. And it's moved Scotland up to 8th in the coefficient rank for world football, which is absolutely amazing. So basically what that means is, presuming we come first, we will go into the 3rd round of Champions League qualifying, which means we will need to win 3 games to be into the group stage. And somehow, if we finish 2nd this year, we will be into the 2nd round, so we need to win 4 games like we currently do to get into the Europa League groups. So you would think, presuming everything goes well and we do reach our target of finishing first in the league, it's within our grasp to get that spine-tingling Champions League music back at Ibrox, and hopefully by that time, because you're still another year away pretty much, we can get fans back in Ibrox. I mean, you're touch wood on that one, but I've got the goosebumps going just thinking about that. But that is going to be all that we talk about in today's video. The good, the bad, and the funny, if you call it that. It's more cringe than anything. I'm sorry I had to put you through that if you were sitting there peeking through your hands, cringing at how some of them jokes. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Leave a thumbs up in the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the Jones and Edmundson situation. What do you think is a suitable punishment for them? And if you feel like it as well, get a Cadbury's joke down in the comments below and I'll pin my favourite one of them. But again, thank you all for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.